here for joining us from all over the world this morning. Goodness, covering regions from the Europe, North Americas and Asia, Denmark, Brazil, Portugal, Singapore, USA, and Africa. South Africa is your Michelle from Denmark. We're waiting for her. Arlene from Brazil, Michael from Portugal, and Charles from Singapore. And hopefully they are pouring in here a little bit late. That's okay. Paul Gunn and Mohammed from USA, Paul from Alabama, and hopefully he's going to be joining us a little bit shortly here. Mohammed from Michigan, as we all already met him, and Parvani from India, Ilango as well from India. And yes, we also have, last but not least, Jerry Gule from South Africa. Welcome, you guys. I just want to say thank you to our beautiful co-host, Pallavi, Jain here, who will be facilitating the panel this morning, guys. She has been a really true loyal friend for me, and with Medi also, whom I met a few years ago and mentor for my nonprofit I Dare. She to address to this important topic that we had started really since lockdown, since the global disruption started.
And Nicky, thank you very much for introducing all of us. We would like to introduce you also. Nicky is a very kind-hearted human being, and she's so good for everyone and always want to do good for everyone. She's a global transformation leadership corporate consultant and creator leadership and SA 365-degree chapter president, IAW International Association of Women, Create Community Emergency Response Teams, published author. She is so much.
Thank you.
She runs the idea here. So Nicky, welcome and thank you for hosting it.
Oh, as always, my dear, I'm so proud of each one of you, especially via the returning also speakers. Those of you who know me very well. I am really a huge support of sustainability and also in business and leadership as well. So we are incredibly pumped to have another session this morning, guys. It is our fall series, our 8th. Can you believe it is 8th? How far we have traveled, in this journey since lockdown started last year. Our goal, as we are going around the globe, reaching out to business leaders as yourselves to exchange ideas and also exchange views. How does sustainability impact with the uncertainties around the world, the current political climate, that we have experienced in the past few years here? That's entirely an episode itself, stuck in politics, so we're not going to talk about that. But global pandemic mandates us for shutdown disruption. 2020 has truly been an interesting wild ride, I'll call it. And 2021 has been rougher road, for many, including myself, with some tragic and health issues and all of these things, right? Setbacks. Nevertheless, we should and we need to keep on moving along and thriving for excellence with anything that we have. Weird, some say, if you ask me, it's like between going to see the movies with Addams Family, you guys. COVID continues to threaten people with intellectual and development setbacks, challenges. And while protecting the safety of our property and our businesses from this health as well as natural disasters. And we already know this, disasters are unavoidable, right? Some are avoidable. But to hope for the returning to normalcy, we call it culturally, socially, environmentally, seems to fade away. And it is within our own power to do so. No one truly has a blueprint. We are living the moments of that future we have talking about for decades, for centuries perhaps, but we are in the now. We are in the now. This is the pivot where we can make changes for the better future from land, from space, including our ocean, natural resources depletion, soil erosion, water shortage, fossil fuels also in it, deforestation, I couldn't pronounce that. Our diminishing ocean resources, by the way, coral reefs gone bleach, as we already know, environmental degradation, the complexities in climate changes affecting our planetary support system. 2020 has truly been, and who knows, we might see summertime in the North Pole by 2050 or even sooner. I can name a few. I can go on and on. I've been advocating this for a while now, but we have seen this coming, and more so as we are speaking today. So this is nothing new for us, right? But sustainability, we talk about this, and I'm going to ask each one of you, what does it mean to you in your business, for you? Sustainability is the ability to exist constantly. The term sustainability has been widely used by so many people here, right? So I tried to pull the definition of sustainability. Sustainability is the ability to exist constantly. It is also defined as a process of people maintaining change in a balanced environment. So it is defined through the following interconnected domains or interconnected pillars: environment, economic, and social. The subdomains of sustainable development have been considered also cultural, technological, and political. But I still personally believe that when it comes to sustainability, it derives from us. It is maintained by us, each one of us, right? It is a personal responsibility and accountability. It is up to humanity. It is up to us, humanity, to remain exist on this planet shared space we call home. How can we, each one of us, held accountable to induce this positive change? We don't want negative. Change is constant. So how will our future as a habitant in this shared space we call home look like in 2025, 2050? So some of the questions we may ask ourselves are these. What are the biggest critical changes that we must make to face the future effectively? You know, from the corporate structure aspect, from the business model, infrastructure, landscape, social, cultural transformation, the micro personal transformation, the macro also, right? What will be the most interesting trend for the years ahead in respect to business technology, or other than AI, artificial intelligence, VR, virtual reality, social culture, behavior, even consumptions in us, in our society? How sustainability play a role in your region in respect to social and economic growth? Can this unlock new market, help retain and attract your business partners, right? In the long-term goal. That's what it's called sustainability. Can social sustainability help business in improving risk management, for example? That's a great question. Will sustainability be part of a new corporate structure model, right? This CSR, or become the source of innovation for new product or for new services lines? Is there a scientific sustainability? We understand the planetary sustainability with ecosystem take major part, right? Along with that pillars that I just mentioned: ecology, environment, social, even financial. So how can or will science help create a more sustainable world? You know, space exploration. You know, we see Elon Musk doing incredible things out there. You know, space exploration, finding priorities relevant to planetary sustainability. So all of these things that I want to just discuss, I want to hear from all of you here, business leaders, you know, around the world. And there are going to be some questions that we might ask on round 2. But round 1, we're going to open up the stage for you all panelists here, speakers, to go ahead and give us your answers. And, you know, Pallavi here is going to give you that answer. But there are still some unanswered questions, you guys, out there for us leaders, change makers, to explore further. And when it comes to sustainability, it starts with our personal sustainability. And I will leave you with this quote, and we're going to open up the stage. We cannot achieve environmental and organizational resiliency in our planet without achieving our own personal sustainability. I hope you will have the best experience with us here this morning during this virtual event once again, and leave you with valuable and very best takeaways this morning. I want to welcome all of my friends and familiar faces here on stage, and our panel this morning joining us from all over the world as we are covering regions of North America, Europe, and Asia. So thank you once again, and I'm going to pass on the mic here, as we always say here in the clubhouse, to our co-host, beautiful co-host here, Pallavi Jain. Thank you so very much, Pallavi. Welcome, everybody. And I see Arlene just walked in as well. So welcome, everybody. Thank you so very much. And go ahead and, yes, everybody is like, you're quite welcome. Hopefully that was good, you guys. Go right ahead, Pallavi. It's all yours.
Yeah. So before we start, I just want if you can add your name with the, like, from India or from the country where you are. So you just rename it so everyone know each other very well.
I think that's a great idea. to
Yeah.
put your name and then have, like, for
From
example,
India,
Mohammed
from US.
Alghurabi is
Just
from
you need to go.
USA.
You need to go in the participant list and just click on the more, and there it is. Your name, rename it. Just there is an option in the more,
Rename. Got
rename.
it.
So if you can do it, yeah. But meanwhile, we are just starting. So I would like to welcome once again everyone, and we would like to start with Mohammed. So, Mr. Mohammed, if you can share your thoughts and your about your thoughts on sustainability.
Pallavi, thank you so very much, and I'll do my name. I can't talk and chew gum at the same time, so I'll do that in just a second. Again, my name is Mohammed Alghurabi. I'm honored to be among amazing, wonderful people from all over the world. I'm a professional engineer, civil engineer. I work for the state of Michigan, Michigan Department of Transportation. I've been privileged to work on very large projects, and that's what they refer to us as a major project managers. And basically, we handle projects from the start, from the concept all the way to completion. And I think Nicky brought up a few ideas. I've been thinking about this topic a lot, and I start thinking about sustainability is really ultimately for a human being. So it's really, us people, we want to be sustainable. And one of the things that I've learned in my experience is I go and work on large projects. Remember, this is not a project that already exists. It's something that it wasn't there before. So whether I worked on a very large highway in West Michigan, or when I worked on a high-speed rail between two major cities, Detroit and Chicago, or whether when I start working on the latest project, which is one of the greatest projects on the planet. At least I'm selfish. I'm going to call it that way. I'm sure there are others. It's the Gordie Howe International Bridge. It's a new bridge between Detroit and Windsor, Canada, Ontario, Canada. And I'm just love working with my Canadian partners. They've been just amazing to work with, and two nations, and we call two nations trying to achieve the same goal, which is sustainability. Ultimately, basically, we want to be able to sustain economy, to sustain people working hard and being able to exchange ideas. And remember, Canada is it's in a border in Detroit, Michigan. If you're in Detroit, you can cross the Detroit River in just a matter of 5 minutes. You're in Windsor, Canada, Ontario, Canada. So we're very privileged to have that north border with Canada, and sustainability is our really definition of what we do. Because nurses, for example, they come, and there are shortages in Southeast Michigan, in Detroit metropolitan areas, where the nurses are very in demand, and a lot of the nurses come from Ontario, Canada. So believe it or not, commuters. They are every day. They go back and forth. They leave their family in Windsor, Ontario, or Ontario, Canada, and they come to work during the day. So that's all sustainability, is building a new bridge, because the traffic is so congested, and the current existing bridge is old. It's vintage of 1900. It was built in 1929. So we're building what you see behind me, my image. That's the new cable-stayed bridge that will cross the Detroit River and accommodate people to come to Detroit and work in Detroit and go, or people who wants to shop or eat or spend time in Windsor or Ontario, or who doesn't love, who would not love Toronto, Canada. I mean, it's like the capital of the world when it comes to Canada. I mean, it's a beautiful place. So, Nicky, I don't want to take too much time, but I want to say that we think about sustainability. Really, I'm a privilege to work for the state of Michigan. So whether we're talking about energy, we start talking about cogeneration. So instead of trying to rely on the current, the available energy sources try to be sustainable. So on the Gordie Howe International Bridge on the port of entry, we're building a plaza, customer plaza, that will process people and service providers, like trucks and so on. So instead of trying to tap into getting energy provided come to us, we start creating our own, we'll be creating our own energy. And that is basically from the heat. If you think about it, all that heat that is generated, that can be turned around and used for, whether it's for the boilers, for, everything that is needed on the ground. So that's going to save a lot of energy, a lot of pollution, a lot of. So it's a wonderful, wonderful thing. Same thing when it comes to trees, planting lots and lots of trees around it, surrounding the custom plaza. Because again, those trucks, when they are being processed, they emit all kinds of pollution, and we want to be able to not only have a better environment, but also make sure that everything is done to accommodate the people that live around the area. So the people, my theme for you all is people. So when you think about sustainability, you think, what am I going to do for my grandchildren, or what am I going to do for my neighbor, or for my relative, or my friend, or my brother, or my sister? What am I going to do to what can I do to, like Nicky said, sustain their life forever, sustain the generation to come? Because we cannot function without making sure that we sustain ourselves by taking measures to accommodate what we do. Again, I'll stop right here, but there's so much to share with you all. I'm very privileged.
Following thoughts. We have in the Nguni languages in Southern Africa the word Ubuntu. Ubuntu is a word that I am because you are. In other words, I'm a keeper of my fellow man, my fellow sister, my fellow brother. That if they don't succeed, I don't succeed. And I think as a planet, as a world, that's what, or as Mother Earth, that's my first one.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Jerry.
My contribution today is aimed to share my experience as a corporate sustainability manager in German small and medium-sized enterprises, through which I have found a model sustainability strategy, the so-called Wind Charter,
to link the daily life scenario to a sustainable goal. So, things like we have subjects where we talk about ecosystems and water and opportunities to how do we save water, how do we ensure that the resources are equally staggered. So, starting with simple things, meeting our daily needs, which will eventually lead to a sustainable future, is what we have to start, is my thoughts. Is what I would recommend the policymakers, the governments, the organizations to think about it, because education is going to play a key role in how we can develop. It's about us grooming our children to make those kind of choices right now, to understand the importance of those choices they have to make, which will lead them to a future which is sustainable. And like Nicky said in the beginning when she introduced the forum, she said it's a shared responsibility, and I completely resonate that thought. I also resonate when Jerry pointed out that we are buying vegetables, but there's a piece of land. Why don't we grow our vegetables? So that's a matter of choice, right? We have to teach our children. They should be able to make these kind of choices in their daily routines. Once it comes into practice in our daily lives, only then a long-term solution that will sustain can be achieved. So I very strongly recommend across the globe. I was a part of the World Forum Foundation Global Meet, where there were educators across the globe, about from 15 countries, and everybody had the same agenda, that, what planet are we going to leave our children? What is the environment we are going to leave our children with? And it starts from breeding those choices.
I get the title where the writer and author was talking about we all create leaders, and then then there's those that are transformational leaders, where once they make a decision, the entire country or just people will follow. So touching kids, you don't know which kid is going to be that transformational leader, where someone says, hey, look what he or she is doing, and then the entire domain of leaders follow. So it's good that everyone does, because you get them young and like that, there's gonna be a transformational leader in that spot.
Thank
I'm
you,
done
Paul.
speaking.
Yeah. So I would love to hear now. We would like to hear from Dr. Ilango. Mr. Ilango is a digital transformation technology and branding, and he is from India, and we were with him last time and had a very nice insights. But again, and we would love to hear again from you your insightful thoughts.
Yeah, thank you, Pallavi, for introduction. I'm glad to meet everybody here. And I would like to say a lot of thanks to Nicky and yourself and for the invitation to call me back here again. And in the last 1 year, we have all been little bit more transformation is done, and it's happened already within us. No? And it is so unfortunate that our Virginia left us so early, because there are a lot of things they have done in Germany. They are so advanced, and many steps they have taken in the terms of sustainability. For example, they have completely banned the plastic for the first time in the world. Wow. The first country to ban the plastic 100%. They made it. And recently, about 3 weeks back, they decided to close down the coal industry. There is no more coals from Germany. It's a drastic step and a very dynamic step, in fact. For the carbon footprint, they have decided very bold. And recently, they opened about 3 years before, from 18 Indian money value, it's around 25,000 crores. A new project. They are going to wind up now in the next 6 months. So there are a lot of happenings are there, and we wanted to listen more from her. She's not there anyway. Anyway, we'll just continue with our ideology. And as an educationalist, I was so impressed that the first time the point has come down here, that we don't have to, as you also said, that we don't have to tell them that how to preserve sustainability, what are the ways to do other nature, because we were now getting educated on how to conserve energies and other things. That way, we don't want our kids to think about that. They have to come out with their own solution and their own projects and their own idea to sustain the environment and our living, after their generation. That's a good idea again. And my point of view here, there's a lot. The world vertebrates, the wildlife, the world vertebrates population declined by 52%, 52% to 58%. So if you continue the graph like that, they call it as a year zero. The year zero will be expected in 2026.
You said that it will not be possible. How will people know what are the right choices? What is the wrong choice? How should they know? What are the skills they require to adhere to those choices they have made? How can we just entrust people to do that? So the answer to all this is
am I audible, Pallavi?
Education, which is transformative.
Yes, you are audible.
And it has to start from the little children, all
so
the way
people
up
have
to
learned now
the
this
degrees and the
pandemic period as how to utilize our time and energy more efficiently.
The instruction of the design,
and some of these people would often say that they're going to commit to this week only ordering twice takeaway, ordering 6, 7, 8, 10 times. And it's not very complicated to realize just how much more resource goes into ordering takeaway every second meal or every meal than cooking at home. But why do they do this? Because if you're going through anxiety and depression or just overwhelmed with life as a whole, it's really, really, really difficult to think about these things. It's difficult to take a step back and figure that in 3 hours' time, I'm going to need a meal. In 3 hours' time, I'm going to need to prepare vegetables. I'm going to need to prepare proteins. All these very simple things, but it's just gets overwhelming to even consider these choices. Shallow. And not that people don't enjoy going out for drinks or for dinner or stuff like that. It's the way they go about it. On one hand, if they're doing it as a means to escape their own life, they'll do it much more often. They'll do it every week and they'll do it every other meal.
And things like that, right? I think it is, how critical is it as a leader to have that power or know how to negotiate, because I think a lot of the leaders right now, world leaders or just business leaders as well. I mean, some of the things that you had pointed out, I think it is very critical. But yeah, I would like to hear it from you because you're in the field of that mediation, right? How critical, and if you can elaborate that a little bit, just like, just for the sake of the conversation, the sake of the question, the power of negotiation, because I think I want to leave that discussion on the table as we are sustaining leadership, in the next generation to come. We talk a lot about the education part. We talk a lot about this, but the power of negotiation, because after all, that's what it's all about, right? To make the world connected.
Well, I believe that whatever we have against us because of pandemic or whatever problem we have, if we have the expertise to negotiate in personal and in any industry you are professionally, you can make the world. The mediator, that's why I was very lucky when I was introduced to mediation, because it's something that when you are in helping people, when you have this inside you that you want to help people, I'm not talking about the healthcare systems because it's different. Collaboration and healthcare systems and kindness are the key to cope in a pandemic. But it's different when you work with mediation. You work with conflict resolution. And when you work with conflict resolution, you mean to facilitate the parties with the opposition of ideas, feelings, and interests. And that's what we are daily. We are always in opposition of ideas, feelings, and interests. And the main point is how you approach all of this triangle, because each person has a different approach to each problem, to each conflict they have. So negotiation is a very, very, very important tool to discuss and put on the table and have a very nice work to try to deal with all the problems they have. But the thing is, we know the government and all the problems we have worldwide is not working in this concept, because they do not know. They know what happens in each state or each county of each country, but they do not know. Even the Minister of Affairs of each country does not know how to negotiate properly. They need to go and try to understand and have a proper education about negotiation, because if they do, they will do better. I assure you that, because negotiation is a blend of learning, blend of qualities, and besides that, you learn tools, and these tools lead you to deal with conflict in a better way. I'm not saying that you're going to save the world with mediation. I'm saying that when you introduce yourself to mediation, negotiation, arbitration, conciliation, any form of alternative dispute resolution, you can bring to you and to others a better way of life. And this goes to sustainability, sustainability at home, because it affects ourselves, sustainability at work, sustainability, even here where we are, sustainability, we have sustainability here. I believe
precisely. Yeah, that's exactly the question. What the question is driving into, it's like that we must know as a leader, a business leader, that it's not just when we talk about negotiation. It applies to almost every dimension. We think of the world leaders, obviously, right, and how they connect and sustain the planet, sustain our home. This is a shared home, you guys. We all live here together. This is our home, planet Earth. So.
Yes.
Yeah. So the way we think, the way we conduct business, the way we approach how to deliver and how to communicate and how to, all of this takes skills, obviously, right? And starts from where? From home, our personal responsibility as well. So I think I'm loving this conversation. I'm really loving this, but I really would like, do you have any more to wrap it all up, Ms. Arlene? Before we go on to Michelle, because I know she's been waiting patiently.
I know my love is waiting. Just a second, Michelle.
Go right ahead, my dear.
Yeah, I was just want to say that I personally view sustainability as an approach to sustaining life and supporting the planet. So, and if you put this with sugar and pepper and put some of our experiences inside of that, we can make it better. I really believe that.
We're ready for Thanksgiving soon. So, for the holiday, that's a great recipe there. I love it. Oh my God, to spice it all up. Arlene, as always, you are wonderful and I love to share and I would love to invite you back again to elaborate more in our next event. And I'm going to announce that, by the way, when we're done with this, because there's going to be a huge opportunity to elaborate more your thoughts and your views, perspectives and all of this in your industry, how sustainability intersect along the way for our better way of living. I can even speak right now. So, okay, go ahead. Thank you so very much once again. All right, guys. Thank you. Yes, it's been wonderful.
Thank you, Arlene, for the amazing
Thank you.
Yeah. And we are going over to Michelle. So Michelle is from Denmark and she is a global leadership mentor, health ambassador, and Zinzino. So, Michelle, you're welcome for the floor. And we would have a question for you. And which one you would like me to share for Michelle? Nicky, can you tell me the question slide? So
65. I'm sorry, 65. Slide 65.
No, 65.
Yeah, this one. Yep, correct. No, the one. That one.
So this is what are some of the ways people in your region or in your country from your industry are making a difference in the world?
Yes, thank you for having me, and hi everyone. And I am so excited to be here. I want to apologize for being late. But it brings me very, very very good into what I already wanted to speak about. And what I do, my profession is very wide because I do a lot of stuff. To explain it a little bit, I actually have a 9-to-5 job where I work at the government with helping children either back to school or with psychological problems. I am not the foot soldier that have directly contact with the children, but I am the governmental part of it all. And beside that, I'm, as you saw, a coach and a leadership mentor, and I'm loving it every part of the way. So I have a wide variety of expertise in having to do with people. And I am so thankful to be after Arlene, because it's we are always in link, Arlene and I, in somehow and some way. Because it really speaks about sustainability is, as Nicky, you say, we are we are roomies, everyone. We live together on this earth. I've heard a lot of you talking about focus. Sustainability is about being focused. And the children. And that we all have a responsibility to do something. And so in my area, in Denmark or Scandinavia, I always try not to go that much into what is happening around me, because then I tend to be much more positive and choosing and choosing what I want to see in the world. But the positive thing is what's happening right now in Denmark and Scandinavia is that we're actually opening up, and by getting to know some of you very, very close and have really deep relationship with some of you here, some of you I've seen before. Would this have happened if COVID didn't hit? Would it have happened if we didn't turn that corner, people are getting vaccinated, that people are getting shut down, decision that gave us the contrast to where we ended up here? And we need to teach our children to feel out there. We need to make them see that we are feeling. Are we supposed to look at everything in a positive way and go, oh my God, this is just hunky-dory? The people, I should
mention the date, but you.
All right. Submit it as early possible. With that, I think Pallavi, another success here in the Roundtable. It's really intimate, and I know that we have like about 900 people interested on LinkedIn, and then few of those showed up here today, this morning, in and out of the session, the room. And I want to just thank you one more time to all of the speakers. Beautiful Michelle Quick, all the way from Denmark. And then she gave us her time. Oh my God, I know you're a busy girl. Yes, it's just funny. And then also Ilanga, all the way from India. And then also Arlene, all the way from Brazil. With every one of these speakers' expertise, they have spoken, guys, and they have shared their views about sustainability relevant to the business and the world, and what our beautiful co-host, Pallavi, Jain, we certainly love you so very much that you always facilitate this room. Yeah. Yes, and yes.
But I would love to say, like, Nicky has so much enthusiasm, and in any of these situations, she always put her best, and she always want to contribute to the world. That's the best thing. She always very fair, very clear-hearted, and every time do with nothing in for her. Like, she's not like, she always think about others, and she always do for others. So that's the best part I love about Nicky. She's really a great human being.
Oh, thank you. That's a great testimonial. We'll have to put that in writing. Put that in writing.
Definitely.
She's I like Nicky. I started like Nikida in her post for one main thing. She is a demonstrative leader. That is very, very rare to find out. Yes. Go out here, there, horsing, biking, car, these are full action. Complete demonstrative leadership is very much required, and that is very rare to see.
Yes,
oh, thank you so much.
That attracted me to you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much, Ilanga. Yeah, thank you. Hey, you gotta dare. You gotta dare yourself. Dare to live. Yes. Dare to love. Dare to lead fearlessly. Yes. You gotta dare that to yourself, and I hope I'm an example for that. Beautiful Michelle and beautiful Arlene, would you like to say something before we end it, my girl? Thank you, Ilanga.
I've really enjoyed being here. I thank you so much for the opportunity, and I would love to be here again. And of course, I will go there to Global Summit in fall 2022. So I will see you.
Yes.
We'll get connected, Darlene. We are not yet connected in the mediation. We'll get connected.
Yes, we are connected.
We'll get connected.
Yes. And then, you guys, I'd like to request a small favor from you guys. If you have material to speak for like 30 minutes or an hour or so or something like that, we don't know the allocated time yet. Submit your synopsis to us so we can, promote that as well, along with your profile. So we have ample time to do so. So, for example, for you, mediation, and what would you like to talk about relevant to sustainability? And then you just give us a synopsis material. In that way, we can promote it accordingly. And also for you, Michelle, if you would like to talk about your education or your well-being, health and well-being industry that you are in, because you have a wide expertise that you've got to have to, if you want to just cover all of them or you have the time, and we will give you the time to cover that elaboratedly.
So she is connecting feelings, no?
Yes, that's it.
Feeling, the feeling connects to everything.
Exactly.
That's right.
Starts with the feeling. Yeah.
That's right. That's right. And then I think we all need to hear all of that too. And it's going to be an Earth Day. So think about that, Earth Day. We did it this year on Earth Day, and it is sustainability, and it is intersecting relevant to your business. So thank you so very much, ladies and gentlemen. And we don't want to leave this platform, I don't think, but it doesn't sound like we're going to leave this platform, but all right.
Okay.
Yes, let's close down.
Thank you.
Bye.
Have a blessed
Enjoy
weekend.
Okay, have a wonderful day and wonderful weekend.
Thank you, guys.
Bye all.
Bye.
Bye.
Love you guys.
Love you.
Love you all. Bye.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Let's finish strong. 2021. Let's finish strong.
Yes.
22.
Thank you.
We'll see you in 20.